Okay.
Yes. Got it. Yeah, so when I say how to land that wanted job, I don't like I was going to put dream job because that's what we used to hear, but really no job is a dream. It's how to land that wanted job because it is your job that you want. It's not your dream, it's what you want. So then you can do the things that you dream of. So yeah, I like to play around that. So from also fresh applicants. So I'm also fresh applicant. I was applying for jobs not a long time ago. I'm not originally from Australia either, so it's like I understand the whole. I'm also a woman, so I understand the whole concept of getting your head around what do we need to do, because it's so like if you compare with other countries, it's so specific, and what exactly do you need to actually pass through that first screening or get a lister call. So yeah, so let's dive in. So what are recruiters looking for? So that's the main question that a lot of people ask me. So it's hard to tell what the recruiters are thinking, but I'm going to tell you, recruiters want what the company wants. And the main thing I think that I've been learning so far is actually in Australia, they are extremely specific with what they want. So if they want someone with 2.5 years of experience, that's a non-negotiable. So it's 2.5 years. So if they want someone with one specific tech stack, Java, for example, they want someone with Java. So it's not like, oh, but I like you, maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some companies then, on the other hand, they are actually open to, but these are all sort of questions that we asked them when we had hunting. We asked them, so are you open to other tech stack? Are you open to this? Are you open to that? So it really depends on the company. And again, I like to think from a recruitment perspective as a dating thing. So when you get to meet your partner, you have to impress your partner, so then you can get to meet the family. So that's how it is with the recruitment. That's how I like to see it with the recruitment. So you need to have that great relationship with the recruiter. So you start on a high level energy, and then you can meet the family, which is the company, for the next round of interviews. So it's very subjective. There's no black and white. It's very subjective. It depends on a lot of factors. But I can give you hints and tips where you will be able
So
to.
this is something new. I thought I didn't knew that they are that specific here in Australia. So if you're saying that if some company says 2.5, do they have this upper limit, like if somebody is 6 years experience, or they are okay to hire them?
Too much, yes.
Too much,
yes. So so that's how it gets confusing for me as well. When I started looking for a job, on my first professional job, I was like, but I've got all this. How, like, I've never had to search for a job in my life. They're like, but you've got too much experience. You're not gonna stay. You're gonna stay here for a year and then you're gonna go. So I'm like, oh, okay. And that's me from a fresh applicant as well. I'm like, oh, okay, learning. So staying on course of your career, it's important. And staying consistent is also important. For example, I've seen profiles of people. I'm a software engineer, but I'm also a psychologist. And then they spend 2 years in psychology and then they come back to software engineer. That raises doubts. It's bad, yes, it is, but that raises doubts into the consistency of the career. So I'm talking from a high level, of course. And then we're going to go through into career break and all that. But staying relevant and consistent is actually really important from a recruitment perspective.
Okay.
So next one, this one is actually really good because the resume tips is less is more. And we say that because we want to know really the longevity that you had in the companies and your achievements, and what type of work are you doing, describing plain simple words, what were you doing, but also use, for you guys in technology, use the tech stack everywhere. Like on this position, I use Java, or I have a little, or Kotlin, Groovy, or whatever it is, React. Just put your tech stack in every single position, every single one of them. What did you use in that position? What system you used? So that will actually make your resume like really easy to read. Yeah.
Yeah.
So focus on your impact.
Okay.
It's pretty much making sure that you focus on your strengths, like make sure that you put in there your achievement. So you will find an achievement. And I remember like about 2 years ago when I was reshaping my resume, and I had this friend who was a recruiter, and I wasn't a recruiter back then. And she was like, yeah, find an achievement. Then I'm like, there was no achievements. And she's like, yes, you will find one. Like you will be able to find one and put that into numbers. And I'm like, okay. Took me like 2 days to drill down. Like, for example, I decreased the number of complaints into 50%. So, it's have to find numbers and be able to quantify your achievements somehow.
I think this is something which I always tell when I'm doing resume reviews, like of people, that you need to know what was your impact on the organization. So we don't know, right, why we are hired, but the managers know why they hired us, why they are giving us salary. So we just say, okay, this is the job we want to do, we have to do, we do it, but we don't know the end result the company is gaining. And so something
knowing your worth. Yeah, exactly. Knowing your worth, knowing why you're there, what's your contribution for that place. So, and then how you got that done like a pro, literally. That's how you kill it. Honesty is always the best policy, as we know. Proofread, get someone to read, get someone that's not from the field, and or even from the field but from a different area, and just say, does this make sense? Because you got to think as well, most of us recruiters, we're not from tech. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but when you say honesty is the best policy, and I agree and I live by it, and I've faced failures because of that. And more often than Heather, I've been told that fake it till you make it. It doesn't really go well because I can't fake it, but I've heard that so many times, and so many people say that fake it till you make it. I'd really like to know your insights on how do people pretend that they've had a certain experience and just be able to demonstrate some sort of knowledge, even though they've not. And is this the right way to do? I mean, obviously, the correct answer is no, but is this something?
Is it a practical way? Like, it's something that works. Does it work?
Yeah, it's a hard one because honest is the best policy, but it doesn't mean that you can't flourish what you've done. You know what I mean? Enhance what you've done. So I'm just going to give an example. Let's say in your last position, you implemented I'm just going to say like a new software at a company. I'm just going to talk from an admin background because that's my background. We implemented a new software, Xero, whatever, at the company. It wasn't just me, it was me and the team. And my tasks were like A, B, and C. So on my resume would have, we have successfully implemented a software on a space of 12 months or whatever might be the time. And that way it is enhancing you as someone who was part of that. But you're not lying because you actually did it. Not just you, but you did it with a group. And that's what you do when you're working. You do something bigger because our positions, they break down so much. It's hard to see where do we fit in the big picture sometimes. But if you actually put into that perspective, without you there, they wouldn't be able to reach that. You know what I mean? So try to translate that to the big picture. What part did you play on your role that got them to that final goal?
Yeah.
I think the best way to go.
I think, Kay, when honesty comes, honesty is the opposite of, in my mind, it's like lying, it's like not lying is honesty, but faking is more, I think, for it's more in my mind is for, like confidence thing, like I'm
Mindset.
trying to fake my experience, but I have the knowledge, I have the knowledge, I have done certain thing, like Cecilia is saying that, I was a part of the project and I know what was being done, and I can do it. It's just that it was a teamwork and I didn't do everything. So
Yeah.
I'm not lying, I'm honest, but I'm faking because I know that whatever happened, I'll be able to answer that. It's just about when you I think the faking term is used, when you are, in my mind, when you are in a group, in a big group, and you are intimidated by all the big successful people and you feel small. you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
so yeah,
I think that there's a lot of mindset on that as well. A lot of mindset, a lot, like I can speak about this, because when I started my first professional job here, I was really insecure. My English wasn't good, and I was talking to people. I used to be a property manager, so I used to take people to court and go to court, present myself, and give advice to landlords. So, and then that was my start. And again, faking to make it. I don't like the expression, but it doesn't mean that you can't flourish what you've done and what you've achieved with a team, and what were you part of, and that's how you actually enhance your resume and your experiences, really, and learning how to talk up about yourself.
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Preferred, we've done that. Stay fresh. That's actually a really good one that I'd never thought about. And now I probably for the past 2 years, my resume is pretty fresh. Pretty much every single position that I do, I put it in there. Even though if I don't make it look nice, I just throw it in there. This is what I've done. This is what I do on a daily basis. And then later on, when if I need, I'll then make sure it's pretty and it's looking good. But all this will be on the Crew. There's actually a document on the Crew website which I'll share with you guys, where it literally gives you all the steps for your resume writing. This is pretty much just the end of it, and I just literally took from the Crew website and put it in here because I thought it was really good. Okay, any questions about that? No. Now, LinkedIn is the best one because sometimes it's even better. And maybe it depends on what level you guys are. So for the junior roles, there's not a lot of headhunting happening at the moment. However, still good. Keep it up with the LinkedIn. My LinkedIn, it's on since 2009. So I have a LinkedIn since I was, how would I got that? 10 years ago. 20 years ago. So actually 10 years ago, not 20. So LinkedIn is actually a good tool for you to have a lot of connections, and from the connections you will be able to get people giving you recommendations, or you would be able to build that up quite like with the time. So add your best photo in there, professional photo. I just put this photo there because I thought looked really nice. And very simple, doesn't have to be all dressed up. You can use a different shirt, and it's not about what you're wearing. It's about that you look approachable. Create the eye-catching headline. I'm gonna go through this in the next slide. The headline is actually what we use, not one of the things that we use to search, you guys. Interesting summary. Make sure that you put a summary there, especially you guys. Use the keywords, use the tech stack, put the tech stack there, tech stack that I like, tech stack that I don't like, just make sure that you use the tech stack all the time. Highlight your work experience, use your visual resources. If you have achieved if there's a project, so you can put it in there on a LinkedIn as well, as something that you worked on your free time, or whatever the project it might be. Use that, put that in there, make sure that you have everything, all the information about you there. Start making connections. Connections are really important. Yes,
Cecilia, I just wanted to ask you one thing. So, I advise some of the people to do independent projects, when they are trying to learn a new technology, or they are trying to, start fresh. And while they are waiting for a job, why not just try some hands-on experience?
yeah,
So can that go to their LinkedIn as
yes,
well?
yes, and so it should. Yes. Some people have those GitHub as well.
Yeah.
So that's I look into that. I actually click on it. Even though sometimes I don't really understand, but I click on it, I send to my managers, because I don't understand, but my hiring managers do. And if you, it's an extra thing that you can have there. It's like, it's not mandatory. But if you
But
just
I
have,
think
if you
when
enjoy, yes.
I think when you see the link and you click, this person has done something, right? I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that gives him some extra credit for that.
100%, 100%. And if it's something that it's even, for example, if you did this from the products like that big, show what you've done, but also show the product. You know what I mean? This is part of this. It's because in the eyes of someone who is not, I mean, I've only started doing tech, so, and I love tech, but you could fall into anyone that doesn't understand anything. If you
True.
think about, like, you know what I mean, like, and obviously when I see something like this, I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's nice, I like this. Another day I actually watched a full video of someone who was pitching. He built an app and he was pitching to, I can't remember what was it, but I watched his video and I've watched the whole presentation, because I'm like, this guy's gonna go far away. He's junior, very junior. He built it and I thought it was really cool. And I actually watched the whole thing. It was like half an hour of my day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell my boss.
Good tip. Yeah.
Yeah, so ask for recommendations. Make sure that you ask people that you've worked with before to give you some lines. Colleagues, doesn't have to be your boss. Like, if your boss really likes you, yes, but just get colleagues to write it up something, and then you do it for them later, in the later stage as well. Just say, hey, not looking for a job, because you don't want to tell anyone if you're looking for a job. Not looking for a job, but would you mind just writing up a recommendation for me? Just have one or two there, doesn't matter. And let the recruiters know that you're looking for work. Open for work is one of the best features on LinkedIn. And I will show you, I think it's on the next slide. Yes, that's the example. So I literally just took this. Okay.
Cecilia, before you move forward,
Yeah.
I think if you put open for work, what if you don't want to tell her current manager? Like,
If you don't want more, sorry.
what if we don't want our current employer to know that, like, we are open to work?
To be very, very honest, it's a very low chance they would find out. And I had the same question when before I got into recruitment, before I started using LinkedIn Recruiter, because that's the name. It doesn't flag that someone from your organization is open to work. It doesn't just come up. And you would have to be looking for something super specific to find it. It's like, I'm gonna say it's 1% of chance.
Okay.
It's unlikely that they're gonna find. It's more likely that they can find if you start updating your LinkedIn. They can have a guess than from the actual open to work. And really, it shouldn't be a problem anyway. I've always had my, not right now, but I've always liked my LinkedIn open to work all the time, because I want to know what's out there.
Just that we don't need to add that flag to our profile photo.
No need.
Yeah.
Just the open to work. There's a section there
Mm.
just below your name, and you can just put I'm open to work, just let recruiters know. So that's only people who have LinkedIn recruiters can know, and
Okay.
unlikely your company, anyone from your company would know. Very
Okay.
unlikely.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
I think they don't, because I used to work with Capgemini, and I made it. Well, the talent acquisition team obviously knows, they can see that tag if you're open to work to the recruiters.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of redundancies at Capgemini in which I lost my job, and a recruiter called me and she's like, "Oh, you know what? Your profile looks really good," and da 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 da, all the normal language that they speak of. And I was like, you know what? I was just made redundant last week from Capgemini. So do your background check, man. I mean, this has happened. Now, point being, that open to work tag is visible to the internal talent acquisition team as well, them being considered in the recruitment category. So that's my concern. Like, if I hadn't been made redundant and if I was still looking for work, the
Mhm.
talent acquisition would have found out that this is a Capgemini resource and she's looking for work. How likely are they to inform my senior line managers that, hey, someone from your team is looking for work there? Beware.
I
I mean, is it ethically right?
I
Um,
don't think they would be doing that. I highly doubt they would be doing that unless it's a very key position, like very senior. Maybe someone would maybe say
mm,
maybe,
yeah, makes sense.
but I don't think it's likely. And honestly, it would have to be extremely specific for them to see you. And I'll tell you why. It's like once I put the keywords Java, I'm just gonna I've got them here in front of me. So Java, Go, C and C++, for example, it would only come up people that have that tech stack on my search. It's like Google. Like if you Google Java, Go, Node in brackets, it would only come Java, Go, and Node. So it would only come up people who have that specific tech stack.
Mhm.
So that's why, and then there's literally thousands of people. So they would have, it would be like bad luck, really. Yeah. So
Yeah. But I think I agree. So there is a bit of risk, but sometimes managers know that you are looking for a job and they make you happy.
I would do. I've always done it, and that's it. And you got to look after yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Okay. Example. So this one is I just thought I thought would show you what it actually looks like. I can't show the LinkedIn recruiter itself, but I'll show you what it actually looks like. Someone who had done everything right. Okay. So he actually did put his professional the tech stack on the headline, which makes it really, really, really easy for us to see. And when I see that, it's like it comes up straight away because the search works like this, right? So you put the search in terms, comes up with a pool of 1,000 people. And then on the first page, the only thing that I can see is someone's photo, the title, software engineer, something like that. And then a little bit of the headline, And then below that, I can see the tech stack that I'm looking for, if that person has it or not. So from this, right, I then have to decide if I want to click on that person or not. And that's where when I click, that's what comes up. So put in the tech stack on your headline, the script, and he then described each position, what he did, and he used all the technology there, put all the keywords, because that's what makes a search good. And then the skills endorsement, they're all equally important. I'm going to say this 2-second ones, they are the most important, even more than the headlines. However, the headline, it's like a complement of the two. So have all the tech stack everywhere, like every single position, and in the skills as well. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want to take much of the time. I'm getting too long with that on that. Yeah, I'm finished. So helpful link. So there's the cruise job page. I'll send this across to you guys. I'll put it on a LinkedIn or Facebook. Cruise job page has all this guiding for interviews, what sort of questions you need to be ready for. It's actually a very concise one. It's not very long. Resume Winnie, this is a really nice blog that my boss knows the person and he shared with me, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And this one was really good. Career break return to work program. So career break was one of the things that you guys were asking about. And it's not a field that I'm extremely expert on. So I wanted to, take a deep breath and maybe talk to you guys another time about it. But I read this and I really liked the initiative. It's a company that they have a get return to work program for people who had career breaks. And then they have a little like workshops and all these. It's a 6 months program, and then you get the job. You get paid throughout the 6 months, but it's the probation's a little bit longer, and then it's literally made for you who had a break. That's how the program works, and I think it was really cool. Really, really like nice initiative in my opinion. And the things that I want to say about the coming back to work and having a break is, don't be afraid of telling the truth. Like, I had a career break, or I stopped to help children, or I went back to my country, stayed 6 months there. That's fine. And it's becoming even common. Another day I had a guy I saw on LinkedIn profile. It was a male, and he put in his LinkedIn career break. Like, career break, went to Europe, traveled, learned this and this.
I think this is getting more common, especially with the because there were many people who lost jobs in COVID. So the break thing is, I saw on another like profile some time back also. I don't remember the word was career break, but it was something similar, like it was a break. And they had given like from this to this break, not working.
Tell you what, I once came across a profile where this person had actually put in the list of his experiences, had put
Komal, you are mute. You mute.
sorry. He'd used a really fancy word to explain how he was traveling and shaping his personality and learning different languages and about other cultures and food styles and whatnot. So he's like, I'm growing, and my growth doesn't have to be technical, but it's a growth as a human, which is going to help me in return in my career. And he had actually put it in his experience list, excuse me, for I think about a year or so. And I was like, God, back then, and this was years ago, and back then, when I was still, fiddling with my job, struggling to settle down, I was like, this is daring, this is a bold move to have. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts to accept and declare it on such a public forum that I'm on a break and I'm enjoying it and I'm not being paid for it and I'm not in touch with my technology, and yet I'm so passionate about it. Yeah, and I think it's more common now, and I'm so glad that people are realizing this more and more.
Racing. If you ask me what's the perfect word for me, it's a word that I work 9 months and I have 3 months of annual leave. That's my perfect. That's for me. It's just, I would love that, because I want to spend a month in Brazil. I'm from Brazil. A month in America and a month in Europe. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, but for us, if we take a month break, technology is changed. Actually, it's still there. It's still there. The systems are still old, but like just for the interview, think everything has changed.
Yeah. Well, I hope I have helped you guys with a few things that, I'm glad that I brought something new. I didn't know any of these before I became a recruiter either. So and until actually my friend took me in and literally showed me these and these, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And I used to think that I was pretty tech savvy, but no, that's a lot in there. So if you want to take anything home from this, is use the tech stack on your LinkedIn profile. Put all the keywords in there in each position and your achievements. So that way you're creating a winning profile, and also on your resume as well.
Nidhi raised hand. Nidhi, do you want to ask something?
Hey, Isha. Thank you for hosting. And Cecilia, amazing presentation.
Nice. Thank you. I
Just
really
wanted to thank you both. And yeah, Cecilia, for getting to us, finding us on Facebook and doing this presentation for us. And it's really amazing. And it shows the impact of like just proper how you can showcase yourself, who you are to the recruiters. So now it's amazing that you came up with this idea of actually explaining how powerful LinkedIn is and how you can showcase yourself. So because until you showcase yourself, you don't sell yourself, the recruiter or anybody else doesn't know what you have got. So it was an amazing presentation. I really thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so yep, thanks for that, Cecilia. And guys, so let's go back to if you have questions, of course, Cecilia is here with us for the rest of the session. And so do you have questions, or should we just introduce each other like we do always? Because the topic is like something related to recruitment, not getting calls, like applying for job but not getting calls. Anybody want to ask something?
Not really.
No, okay. I think then let's just start introducing ourselves, and if you have something to talk that time, we can do that. Janvi, let's start with you.
Hello everyone. Hi Isha. Hi Cecilia. Nice to meet you all. This is the first time I'm actually through with this forum, and I'm really glad that my profile was accepted in Facebook to join this group. I'm really happy to see you all. We all are sailing in the same boat, I hope. And actually, I'm getting trained into ISTQB and testing side. I'm really very interested. So, but actually, I'm coming from the sciences background, and I do had a work experience in science as well. But the thing is, always it requires in presence that the person have to come and attend in presence, and I have to go and work in office itself. So that flexibility is not there with the sciences work, which I have gone through with that. So that's the reason why I moved towards IT and I started learning the courses as well. And I've been getting trained, and at the moment I'm working as a part-time worker in customer service, but not into the IT. But I just wanted to make sure that I'll be like, thorough with the technologies which I'm going through, and I wanted to be active towards IT learning. So that's the reason why I have taken up a few courses as well. I'm still trying to find out the jobs which are related to IT testing. But somehow only 3 months I got a contract, and after that it was ended because of the lockdown. I lost that as well. So I was having a little bit of hope that I'll again get into the IT technologies where testing side I'm going to get that. But the thing is, I don't know what happened. After this second lockdown, I have been trying to find out the job, but my resume is not getting selected. So that's the reason why I just jumped towards the customer service so that I can get that, going through every day, that routine should be there so that the drive will not fall down. So that's what I'm doing. So that's why I'm just here to ask you that why the resume is not getting accepted. That's about me.
Hanit, you want to talk about that? Like related to testing, that's why, of course, you may not be able to say the resume thing until you look at it.
No, actually, I'm, many, like in this woman in IT, I had a word with many people around here, and they just want to switch to manual testing because they see as a testing as a very simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
In an IT organization, it's not only testing, but it's a process which you should be knowing it. Like Jira. Like you should be having in testing only, you should be having Salesforce experience, you should be having some cloud experience, you should be thorough with agile. What are the agile ceremonies? What are the tools which you are using with testing, the API testing? And yeah, I'm also looking for a job change. And there are not manual testing jobs right now, and they are asking for automation ones. So you should be aware of the automation tools as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, your profile should be specific. And for testing only, as Cecilia said, like 2+ experience. If you go for a job, if you want to apply for a job of
Mhm.
testing, you should be having at least 2 years of experience to apply for that, which I feel.
Okay. Which is usually the local experience. You wanted to mention that.
Any experience back in India or here, you
Okay.
should be having 2+ experience in working as a test engineer in any organization, even local, even back in India. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I do had the kind of an exposure with those platforms, but I cannot show that exact project which I have done. That's the reason maybe I was thinking because
I just had my interview this Monday, and the interview was haunting actually. They
uh-huh.
them it was a 1 hour session, and there are so many questions, and you will be able to answer that if you are working.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't be able to. And if your resume won't get selected,
Okay.
you
So I
should be
think
having that
Janvi, when you are applying for the testing job, maybe
Yeah.
you need to see whether your resume matches the profile that you're applying for. So if you feel that they're asking for more experience, you don't have, but you know the tools, maybe you won't get selected because they really might need experience. Or maybe if you have something and not something else, so there could be many reasons for not getting. It's just that I think like you have Cecilia's tips now for your resume and LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
So you work on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile. Haneet is from testing background. That's why I asked her to guide you, and we are all open to review resumes.
Mhm.
We don't encourage giving ourselves out or updating for you because it has to come from yourself, your own experience. But we
Yeah.
definitely can help you to point out, like these things you are missing. I talk to a lot of females, and when they talk to me, they are like, I was working on this, I was doing infra, and sometimes, there are different terms, but on their resume, I don't see anything. And
Okay.
so, this is something of a, like Cecilia said, until you put it there, they won't know what you know. So even if, and you can always say that you're familiar with it or you are a beginner in it,
knowledge
if
of,
you're not confident, but putting it not at all there won't help you in any way.
like as Cecilia said, and on your LinkedIn profile, what I've mentioned is senior test analyst as my headline. So if you put that like test engineer or write some tools in your summary, yeah, even if knowledge of this,
Mm.
maybe you can, you know, get it. But you should showcase it.
I'm sorry. So are you starting your career or are you in the middle of it?
I'm
That's
having 8+. Are you talking to me or that
um
Janvi?
sorry, I lost the name. Oh, Janavi. Yeah.
Yeah, Jan. Yeah, yes, Cecilia. I'm actually starting my career with IT, but I was having experience in, technical side with admin and quality assurance. Coming just not completely comes under the sciences, but I was a technical support
Okay.
who was doing for the clinical, applications and all. So it's I don't know, somehow they are taking it as sciences person. So the technologies which I have done, which I have handled, were like maybe it's not the requirement here, but I'm getting familiar with the cucumber and selenium, whatever the recruiter is looking for. I'm getting gaining the knowledge on that actually. So that's what I'm portraying myself as. I'm learning and I'm having a little bit of experience, but still they're looking for exact hands-on experience on that technology to show up in the local site as well.
Okay. I know what you can do. I had some friends doing similar things. So
Okay.
I have a friend who works in quality assurance, but in the food sector.
Mm.
And she wanted to reach a certain level, and she was like just getting nowhere.
Okay.
She literally got 20 LinkedIns of successful people on that specific thing.
Same.
And she drilled down their LinkedIns into what they've done. And obviously can't lie, but I'm sure there will be someone that's successful that you've done.
Okay.
There will be something there that you've done. I'm like, oh, hang on, I've done this. And then you just get there and change the wording a little bit and make sure you use exactly that winning words, if that makes sense. Those winning words, it's all a game of words. And then that way you then start getting interviews. And then from there, I'm not saying that you're going to get a job straight away, but from there you will understand what they actually need. And there's something else that to be really mindful. When the position say junior,
Yeah.
I used to tend to be like, I'm not a junior. Like, I'm not a junior. Like, I'm 30 years old. But it depending, sometimes that's what you need to get your foot on the door. No, I don't know exactly what level you are because I haven't seen your resume. But if you see mid and senior level, these are normally actually really high. I didn't know this either when I was young, before I started recruiting. These are actually really high positions. So if you just see a software tester, or whatever it is, or junior one, sometimes that's all you need to get your foot on the door, and then from there you can progress. And what I'm saying is sometimes you just need to give that step back from an Australian perspective, and I'm talking from someone who came from overseas as well. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it's all you need to get there, and then you'll be like, all right, fine. I started doing admin work in real estate, and I used to manage people of 20. I used to manage a team of 20 people back home. Annoying, but sometimes that's all you need to sort of understand the culture again, and you're like, okay, I'll be fine.
I got adjusted for that positions and all. I really took a step back and I was started searching for the junior positions, even at least like the traineeship programs, everything I tried, but I don't know the reason why. It's been like during lockdown, I have searched a lot, but it didn't work. So that's the reason why I have taken cert for in IT, and I'm still working on it. And I'm also learning the testing courses.
Janvi, I think we are running short of time, but
sure.
What I really suggest is that you send your resume across to any one of the mentor whom you want to.
Yeah.
And then you get because not getting calls is linked to your resume. They have not come to you yet. They don't know whether you are that, like you are just guessing the reasons, right?
Yeah.
It may not be them. It may not be that reason. And you can always follow up with the recruiter. Like, you can, if you know somebody who is your friend, you can try to follow up with them. Or like Cecilia said, just show somebody else and say, can you just see, and does it make sense, or what is not clear? And
can I just add one small thing to this? Sorry, I'll be really quick. Janvi, one thing, in addition to all of this, just go easy on yourself, darling.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's difficult, but it will happen someday. Keep trying. COVID wasn't the best time for most of us. So maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe the market's going to be better after you have these certs and these courses. So keep trying, don't lose hope.
Sure. Thank you so much.
And don't push. You need to push, but don't overexert and don't take stress. Otherwise, you won't be able to.
Sure, honey. Thank you.
Preet, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I've been to Australia been 5 years, but I haven't applied for any job yet, literally speaking the truth, because I've been into a career break, which was my career overseas. As soon as I entered Australia, I planned for family and everything. So now I have to be stepping forward to entering into my career, but I'm not able to find the pathways here because they're very complex most of the women in this group are in IT background, and I haven't met many in engineering background, which is electronics and communication. So my BTech is in electronics and communication engineering, then master's in electronics communication. After that, I have career in assistant professor in universities teaching students. So it's very different background here. I have to fit in somehow, and I'm looking for advice in approaching to
Are you
companies.
looking to go into IT, or you're looking for electronics only, like because it's your
Both.
profile?
I'm open to both of them because electronics is always, they also have a part which is in IT and computer subjects taught in them. So I'm open to both, but most of it I want to go in electronics. My first preference would be electronics.
I think there's I'm not too sure about this, but there's a procedure where you can get your degrees verified here, and then you can straight away apply for professorship in the universities.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's something that interests you, maybe that could be your starting point.
I have heard agency which is Overseas Qualification Assessment Unit.
Okay.
I have got my bachelor's degree accessed from them, and they have verified it as equivalent to bachelor's of engineering here. But I haven't accessed my master's because it was part-time. I should have got access that as well, but somehow I didn't got it done.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the universities opening next year, because this year I think was particularly hard for universities, no international students allowed. So I think you can just try to visit them and network there. There are a lot of university events happening once they are open. There are a lot of other meetup groups where students hang out, or even because students are there, faculties are there, and I think they would be able to better guide you, because you're just lucky that Kay is here and she knows this.
I know from my husband because he studied here.
So if it comes to IT, I just know of one thing that's like a mix between electronics and IT, and that is IoT. That is something very upcoming these days. I think a lot of jobs are there. Even in Australia, we have some things. They are IoT groups and hubs. So if you want to just explore, I don't know if you have heard about it before. So just read about it and see. It's like IoT is like smart things. Like you have your smart fridge, you have your smart devices. So there is it's like I'm guessing, but that's what my understanding is. It's more like a firmware thing where you have your sensors and your electronics mixed. It's about smart technology devices. So IoT, I think Internet of Things. So just Nidhi, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was just saying that, yes, it's Internet of Things and it's very much in, but at a very, like, we haven't started hearing about that, but I've seen when we were looking for building a smart home, so Google appliances connected to Google and fridges that have Internet of Things. So that is coming up. So it's just like that. We hear cloud now from everyone, but 10 years ago, things were working in the background, but we were not hearing it. It's same like Internet of Things. Things are working in the background. The normal consumer is still not hearing about it. So if you are interested, I would suggest get onto YouTube, Google, search, prepare your resume for that and start looking for those jobs.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. Like, even if I'm from the teaching background, I surely have to do a upskilling course here. So for that, I will be looking for career professionals for their advices as well, career advisors. But the thing is that the pathway should be very clear that what I should be doing to get into either IT or electronics field.
As far as I know, first you need to decide either electronics or IT or what, because today it's more of a specialization thing. You can't do, like, if you will try to sail on two boats, you won't reach anywhere. So do your research in terms of how up is the market for which field, or what is your best interest. I think that is something we always say, do what your heart says. So if your heart is in professionship, you will hate IT, because even the people who love IT hate IT. So it's like a that relationship. So yeah, so just it's something you have to decide for yourself. Uh, the path is not always clear, but I can say that this group will be there for a long, long time. So you will always have us on each step to talk to you and yeah, just make it a bit easier for you.
Can I say something? I was going to say this towards the end, but probably I should have said it right in the beginning. The place where I work, which is Real Estate Group, they have this initiative called Springboard, and it's mainly for women in tech who have taken a break for whatever reason or changing careers. So you could be a pharmacist and trying to get back to IT, or you could be a scientist and trying to get back to IT, or whatever. Uh, there's this initiative. There will be a interview process. They'll assess your interests and capabilities, and then they'll offer you a position where, and for almost a year, they will be guiding you through and accommodating you into IT and also paying you. I think it's a great initiative. They don't have any criteria as such at this stage. So I would urge everybody to jump on the website and apply. Like, it never hurts. So
I
just
missed it.
apply.
Okay, which one is that? I missed the name.
It's the Springboard. I'll share the link.
Yeah, I know. I shared that also with some people. Yes.
Yeah, it's a really great initiative, I think, and they've I think today was the day they started the interviews. So yeah, I've shared the link. But please apply.
There
You
is
never know.
there's one more that I came to know about, Generation Australia. So that's something which, so it's a genuine thing. First of all, it's by Victoria government, I think. It's Generation Australia, so maybe by the Australian federal government, but it is free of cost. There are boot camps in some specific field. So if you guys decide some field, it's free of cost, and they have tied up with companies. And the reason I really like this, because how I got to know about it, some people got placed in companies and then they told me that we got through this, and they wanted me to tell everyone. So Generation Australia, and it's a 6-month boot camp dedicated, so you really need to like have a plan ahead of you. It's not something which can be done quickly, but yeah, it's something for people who are like really like really starting fresh into IT. I think we are running short of time, so if anybody wants to introduce and have a specific question, we will cover them. Otherwise, we'll just end the meeting now, because yeah. Okay, I just wanted to share, we did take some polls last time, and I will just quickly share that because I felt that it is something which it's a useful insight even for me. Because a lot of people say that break in the career is the reason of low confidence, and that's what people are getting from this group, like confidence. We all are saying it's okay, you had a break, it's okay, we don't mind, we are working. And it does seem like I posted this, that's why there are less votes, because I posted this just for recruiters or people who are taking interview, and I wanted to know what quality of candidate leads to rejecting the candidate directly, assuming they have technical knowledge. So the first one was not knowing about the role. And this happens when we just keep on applying for the roles blindly, and then one day we get a call and we just don't know what they're talking about, So don't do that. And the second one was low confidence. And yeah, Cecilia, you want to say something?
Yes, on that, on applying for many jobs, I used to do exactly the same. So on the crew website, there is my boss put a literally a spreadsheet for you to get organized on the jobs that you're applying. So keep that on your bookmarks, on your Google spreadsheet, whatever it is. When someone calls you, like, yep, I know which position is that. Yep, I know. So it's like if you apply for like 20 jobs, you have them not all there. It's quite useful one. It's on crew website on the page that I've on on the presentation that I've shared. So there'll be their crew jobs page. So there'll be a bunch of resources. There's like 5 or 4 or 5 links where you can use for yourself. You can download and use it for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, interesting, because I did that also with one of the, I just didn't remember anything about the role or the company and I messed up my call. Didi, you want to add something?
Yeah, I was just saying that some of the people are new and they have joined for the first time. So I would, it depends on you, Isha, if they want to just say something, because they have waited for more than an hour now. So if they want to introduce themselves, if we quickly have time.
Yeah, sure. That's what I asked, but nobody is saying anything, so I'm not sure. Okay, we have somebody entering now when we're almost done. So I talked to Swati. Because Swati was there last time. Swati, do you want to reintroduce yourself? And you want to talk about you?
Yeah. So I'm working in early childhood education for past 10 years, but I have a bachelor's in IT. So I've been interested, like have a urge to come back to IT, and then I have. So I've been involved with the project we've been doing with women in IT for past 2 months. So it has given me a hope and have given me words like Jira, Miro board, and all these things. Like all these things, I thought it was a big things. I don't even know, but when I've been in this, it feels like, yeah, I know something now. I can add it on my resume. It has given me confidence. So now I'm looking into building my resume and then apply for entry level and see my luck.
That is great to hear, Swati.
Thanks,
And
madam.
yeah, feel free to get in touch like 101, because in the meet to greet, we don't get much time,
That's
but
right.
yeah, we'll surely help you.
Yeah. Now I messaged you, Nidhi. So yeah, I'll get back to you anyway. I messaged you and then you replied back to me as well. But yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay, who's next?
Do you want to throw the ball at someone so that it keeps rolling and we don't wait?
Yeah, I think I'll have to take names because people are not speaking themselves. Likita, you want to go ahead?
Yes, Isha. Hi, everyone. Myself, Likita. I am temporary resident here, and I started my career this year, February, as an IT systems and infrastructure support. And I worked as an like part time in one company, and I completed my contract last this month at the first week of this month, and I was looking into some other roles. um, I don't know why I have the same problem. I am applying for a lot of entry level roles, but still the resumes are not getting picked up. And I don't know, some companies are not picking up the resumes due to the visa conditions, I guess, because I got a mail saying that we are sorry to inform you that we don't sponsor for this role. And but still hoping, and I am upskilling myself. I was learning the new coding language and related to cloud and networking concept, and I'm hoping to get any entry level role so that I could start my career again. And I wanted to learn more. I would say I have learned a lot of few things from my last company, but still willing to learn more. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
I think you're on the right path, Likita. Keep going.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Likita. Seema, you want to go next? Seema? Okay, looks like Seema is not here. Sonakshi, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Sonakshi. I have an experience of 8 years in IT, and currently I'm working for an IT firm as an IT project analyst. I'm training myself on Power BI and preparing for BI certification. And I'm also a part of the project that Isha is managing for women in IT. Yeah, this is my first meet and greet session, and nice meeting you all. And thank you, Cecilia, um, for the useful tips you shared today.
Thanks, Sonakshi. I think I don't remember if I talked about it before. I should have. It was on the group itself. So we are doing a small project. I'll be putting a post because it's almost over now. Lot of dedication from the people. So what we did is we just brainstormed we collected people who are interested to self-learn. We did brainstorm a lot of ideas and picked up the smallest one because we were not sure whether we will reach the end. And we did a small application called budget tracking, like just every day. Some people, they like, we spend money and we want to say like, where did we spend? Was it coffee? Was it grocery? Was it petrol? Whatever, gas? And then so something like that to keep the track of our budget. And we got with ourselves BAs, testers. There was one girl who did the whole UI, the web application. We got mobile developer, and we got Power BI users. So we got a reports also of the expenditure versus, something like over the months. And awesome. And I was just surprised with the dedication because we are doing this from 3 months, I think. Sonakshi, is it right? Because
Yeah.
Sonakshi was
Yes.
with us, since the beginning. So Swati joined, like a lot of people, around 3 months. What happened is I think almost all of the team changed because people kept on getting jobs and leaving. And there was a time then we had no BAs. So we just asked more BAs to join. And that's when Swati and Seema joined. So Swati was open to everything. So she chose to do testing and she's doing that. And we also set up a small Jira account, a free one with, like all that. So it was an interesting project. I was more of coordinating because they needed somebody who can, like walk them through the project and help in coordination. And a lot of people got job. And I was even the Goldie, she was like, she's a developer, but not experienced. And yesterday she got a job, full-time job. And she told that she talked about this project. She had uploaded it to GitHub. And with the project, because they're getting hands-on, they're getting that confidence to talk. So if the interviewer is asking, have you done this? They can say, yes, we have done this. So, and then there are a lot of challenges because we get to talk once a week. So a lot of communication, they are talking even more than once a week, without me also, they are arranging time somehow. I think, Sonakshi, you are doing full-time job, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so with full-time job, just because she wants to be in Power BI, she's there. Even Sandeep and so many people. So Swati is also doing full-time job with her career, childcare career, but she just wants to see how it goes in IT. So awesome. So that's what they are talking about. And yeah.
Amazing, amazing, Isha.
Yeah. All right, Cecilia, I saw your message. I think it's okay. Thanks again for joining. Yep, I think we will chat a bit on the messenger later on, and you can post the links there.
Thank you. Yeah, just feel free to reach out to me. I might take a little bit of time because I'm under the pump to reply, but anyone, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye.
Sylvia.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Seema, you want to go next?
Yes, Isha. I was just like, I tried it a lot, like applying for the business analyst roles, but it's all like
I guess I need to start with the introduction. So sorry, I forgot because lots of people are new here. I thought it's the same meet and greet as we used to have from the last few weeks. Yes, so sorry. So I'm Seema and I'm looking for business analyst roles, can be junior or any like just working for the entry level ones to start with the business analyst career. But it's getting really hard to find ones. I don't know, maybe it's due to visa restrictions as well because I don't have much of my visa left. And I'm trying since 1 year now, I guess, for the same role. And I guess I have heard from lots of people, maybe due to lack of experience, because business analyst needs a lot of experience in technical terms to be like to be selected for a job. I don't know, but still it's not. Yeah. Just trying.
Are you applying
Thanks.
for any particular technology, Seema, or business analyst role in general?
Nice, just general. I didn't apply for any particular technology. It's just I select for the business analyst. I don't know. But yeah, I'm doing some sort of certifications in SQL. Maybe that's more important, I guess, as I have read some of the job requirements of the tech business analyst roles. So SQL is the main one which they need for the advanced level, I guess. I'm not sure though.
See, well, as far as I know, the thing here is that in Australia, business analysts need to work with business a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why companies prefer people with experience. And there are a lot of developers or testers who are shifting to BA as well. So when they got that choice,
Mm-hmm.
they don't usually like to take risks. But Kay pointed out a very good thing. If you are interested in BA, then maybe you can associate yourself, make yourself kind of an expert in some tool, like, Salesforce BA or like Power BI BA, something which, because sometimes, not always, like if it's a website, doesn't matter, it's Java or C Sharp. So from a BA's point of view, but some technologies are specific and you need to have that domain, all that, like CRM. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are a BA for any CRM tool, you need to know what CRM, so that you can talk to business on that level. So if you can take yourself in that direction, maybe it will become a bit easier, and people will be willing to hire you even if your visa
Mm-hmm.
is you're not a citizen here.
Ah, okay. Because I have, yeah, the citizen and permanent resident conditions I have read on a lot of job applications. That's the main condition, like they are hiring at the moment for the business analyst. I have found only in last 1 month, I can say I have found only 10 roles for the business analyst who doesn't require any Australian citizens or PR, like they didn't specify it. But in most of them, they have written at the bottom like Australian citizens or New Zealand citizens are preferred. It's like, I don't
Seema, you
know.
just need one job. So there are 10 jobs there.
Yes,
So
yes, I applied.
yeah, you just need to, I always say this, if there is one job, you can get that. So you need to
Yes.
prepare yourself for that. You don't think that there should be hundreds and you will get one. Okay. So if there are 10
Yes,
jobs, that's a very good number.
yes,
Then you need to question yourself why my resume was not selected or why I didn't get a call, and make sure you get a call when there is that 11th job. Okay.
yes.
Work on
Okay.
yourself. I know you are in the project itself, you're working, and I have seen your BA skills, like when you were given work, you have really shown improvement. So keep going in that direction. Smart,
Yes,
think smartly, don't think I have done a degree and I deserve.
yes,
You deserve,
yes,
but yeah, they will pay you for something of your skills, right? So you need to
yes,
do that, upskill yourself.
yes, Isha. I'll do the same.
Yeah. um we had somebody who left, I think. Anyways,
Jyoti, we had Jyoti. She's left.
yeah, I think because we are anyway slipped out of time. Something I don't like to do on because it's 9:45 already.
Yeah, it's
um so I think nothing for me to add. I did take some polls, but I think it's just something general information. I don't want to keep you all waiting for that. Yeah, I just want to show one very important information, like something which, with even us, like mentors, because we are still doing working, right, can help us. I really love this. So, this is the success is an iceberg. So when you see us, like when you see me or other people, anybody, on the TV or somewhere, you like them, they are like your role model. You see them as this. But what is hidden is all this. So always remember, right now, you guys, even for me, I'm going through some of these stages. Some days are good, some are bad, and something else. So it happens with everyone. So I really love this when they share this, and I'm like, wow, I didn't knew this existed like until last week, and I was like, oh, is it so common?
It would be great, Isha, if you share it on our Facebook page, because I talk to a lot of girls and they just, okay, can we do some training on the job? Once we get the job, we'll start learning this. There will be full training. So I just want to tell that when you go for an interview, you prepare yourself. You wear business attire, you comb your hair, you do a bit of makeup. So, but you do not read anything about the job that you're applying. So if you do a bit of homework in terms of what questions could be there, how to prepare yourself better, if you can learn about how to be presentable, you can of course learn about the entry level job that you're going to apply. So to me, a lot of girls that come, I just want to tell them that there is everything there, and of course the recruiter will take the best candidate, and you have to prepare yourself. How can you just go there and rely that, oh, they will train me? So yeah, just
Yeah,
just
I'll
share
put
it
it.
on the group.
Yes, maybe I'll put it there too. Sure, I'll put there too. And yeah, so this is something I just wanted to share for everyone. I think it was a good session. I think I'm done, guys. Like I want to sleep.
Nah, you're doing great job, Isha.
Yes, Nisha. Sparing this much of time from your routine, it's like too much.
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling that burnout now.
You need rest.
I'm feeling,
You
but
need.
anyways, our project is ending now, so it will be just these monthly meet and greets, which is. I met so many good friends here. Like I love it, and we
And you
need to
helped
meet.
a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I can feel. Even though it is my first time I'm meeting all of you, I'm really, really inspired by seeing you all. Thank you so much for all your support with your work.
Yeah,
The
see,
work.
we all are on Facebook. You can just talk to anyone, one person, more people. Janvi, Preet, Swati, Likita, Seema, Sonakshi, everyone. Hanmeet is a testing and a QA person. Nidhi is in system admin, and Nidhi has like a lot of things because she herself came here and she is really motivating. Like yeah, it's when you hear her, you really feel like, oh, yeah, she's saying something. You should listen to her. And Kay
Thank you, Isha.
is from Salesforce, and Lavi, she had to leave early, but Lavi is our kind of student mentor
Young
because
blood. She's the young
yeah,
blood.
she came as a master's person and she found her own job here, and she's also mentor in GDG, Google Developers Group and all. So she's very active in those circles. So just try to ping anyone, speak out, ask questions on the group. Worst is no one will reply, right?
Everybody does a reply.
Sorry?
Everybody does reply.
Yeah, people do
You
reply.
get to
Now our group is a bit active. People are replying, liking and all, so it's good. You said, right? Did you say
Yes,
everybody
yes.
replies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
everybody
she
does
said,
reply.
Isha.
Yeah.
Just that I'm a bit sleepy.
That's so.
Okay, guys, have a nice night.
Thank you, Isha.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Thanks,
Thank
you.
you so
Isha.
much,
Bye.
Isha. Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
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 Good night.
Bye.
Bye.